What kind of music do you like? Maybe jazz music? Or rock music? Or maybe soundtracks? I'm a musicologist, and I do love all the kinds of music. But I organize concerts of music written by contemporary composers. Once I passed my passport control before the flight from Moscow to London or Paris, don't remember the city exactly. The officer was obviously so bored that he began to ask me about my occupation in details. I began to explain, and he was shocked that nowadays there are a lot of composers who write music like Mozart or Tchaikovsky did for centuries ago. He would be even more shocked if he found out that their music is very unlike Mozart's music. Something like this. If that officer would listen to it, I think he would ask me for more details. I'm afraid I would miss my flight. But now, fortunately, we have a few minutes, and I would like to explain what is the music I work with. And I would like also to offer you some strategies of listening to this music for to be inspired by it, like I am inspired. Why contemporary music is so unlike any other? This is a huge topic, and I will tell you just 3 things. They lead us to 3 strategies of listening. And the first thing about contemporary music is sound. What is the unit of measure in music? Something we can trace through the entire composition to recognize. Maybe a motive. Or maybe a chord progression. Or even a rhythm sequence. Yes, that's Ravel's Bolero, you're quite right. In contemporary music, often you can't find any of it, just sound itself. Contemporary composers are obsessed with sound. They continue their tradition of extending performance techniques. For example, they ask the pianist not to play only on the keyboard, but also on strings. Let's have a look at the cello. First, it was a viola da gamba. Then, a cello, traditionally played by a bow on strings. Then, German composer Helmut Lachenmann asks cellists to play under the strings, like this. And now, a young Russian composer, Alexander Hubeyev, invents a cello consist of cello strings and his wife's hand. strings are amplified by the microphones located inside plastic bottles. And with a little help from our sound engineer, this construction produces an incredible sound. So the first strategy I offer you how to listen to contemporary music is to expect unexpected, because listening to contemporary music is a real adventure in a world of sound. The second thing about contemporary music is the score. Traditionally, the score fixates the sound result the composer wants the performance to achieve. For contemporary composers, the score is not a fixation of a sound result, but instruction, precisely rather game rules. And each piece is a new game. For example, Russian composer Dmitry Kurlansky, in his score The Rite of Spring, asks the musicians to offer the audience to give them their instruments, and the audience have to play on their instruments. So the musician make a little workshop for the audience. Let's have a look. So the second strategy I offer you is to follow the music as you follow the sports game. Try to guess what are the game rules, and maybe you will follow the music and become a fan. The third thing about contemporary music is the dialogue. Contemporary music doesn't deny neither music of the past nor any musical style. Composers often lead a dialogue with it. So the third and the last one strategy I offer you is to follow the dialogue. Try to find out what is the topic of the dialogue. What do you think about this topic? Let's make an experiment. The composition by Elvin Lucier, Nothing Is Real, has a strong connection with the Beatles' song Strawberry Fields Forever. Let me remind you the song.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever.
And now I will perform you a fragment from the composition by Elvin Lucier. And you will try to think what the dialogue in this composition is about. For me, the dialogue in this composition is about what is the reality, what is the past and present, and how the reality became a remembering. I think you have much more interesting version than mine. But I hope that I managed to convince you that contemporary music is worth listening. There are a lot of strategies of listening to it. Follow mine or find your own strategies. I hope we'll see you at the concert. Thank you.